Hello and welcome to NDTV Profit. Today we are here at Bangalore at Tata Consumer's R&D facility. The company has launched a new product in the millet flour category, and I'm joined by none other than Sunil D'Souza, the MD and CEO of the company, to talk about it. Thank you so much, sir, for taking the time.
My pleasure.
So my first question is on this product. What exactly is the product, and also the price points, and what is the revenue potential do you see?
Before I specifically comment on that, I should tell you, in Tata Consumer, we have focused very heavily on building a very strong backend with R&D. We've now got 3 dedicated places where our R&D teams are based. We built sensory capability, we've got a center of excellence in Bangalore, and we've got a process facility now in Sri City. The reason for that is innovation led by R&D is extremely critical to the success of FMCG and a food and beverage company. And we have so far been successful in driving up innovation as a result of that. Now, very specifically, Tata Consumer, we are focused on millets, and millets in 2 pieces. A is, of course, we've got Soulful. Soulful is a brand in breakfast, mini meals and snacking. And you've seen the breakfast range that we've launched, plus we've slowly pivoted into snacking with choco sticks. And I would say, watch this space. This is all millet based. Now, what we've launched is we've launched rollable flour from millets under the Sampan brand. The critical consumer problem that we're trying to solve is, every Indian knows the nutrition profile of millets and would love to have more of it. Unfortunately, because of the properties of millets, it's very difficult to roll. So it's not very easy to make rotis out of jawar, bajra, ragi flour. Our R&D team has now developed a technology basis which they pre-process the flour, and therefore the flour which is now available under Sampan, you can make your jawar, bajra and rotis as easily as you can make chapatis. So the potential for this is huge, because we do think we're in the right space with millets. We're solving a right consumer problem. We're putting it under the right brand with Sampan, which is targeted towards pantry. And of course, we've built our distribution to reach the Indian consumer.
All right. So broadly, if I have to ask you, how big is the millets category for Tata Consumer, and what is the revenue potential?
The revenue potential is huge, and we're just about starting off. Soulful in gross sales, we've done about 120 odd crores last year. We've grown 3x or 4x in 3 years. That's the potential, and it is purely everything to do with millets, right? Now we're entering mainstream pantry with the Sampan. Sampan is already 1,000 crore plus brand. We see huge potential for this product.
Okay, so from a tea to salt company, Tata Consumer is fairly a diversified business as we speak. So how many products have you launched, or maybe do you have at the moment in terms of SKUs, and within food and beverages, if I have to see, which comprises most?
So if you look at it, I think we have grown Tata Consumer from what I call a 2.5 brand company, which was primarily tea, salt, and a little bit of Sampan, into a multi-category, multi-brand company. We've expanded into high margin, high growth, large addressable market categories, which includes the entire pantry space with Sampan. We've got Nourishco with Himalayan, with Tata Copper, playing the entire beverage space. We've launched Soulful. Now we've got Capital Foods, and we've entered a totally new space out there. And then, of course, Organic India. So now we are a truly diversified, large food and beverage company. We've got muscles across now in distribution, digital, R&D to drive businesses. Now we follow a robust innovation process. I personally chair the Innovation Council, which meets every month, and we put products through different gates, right from starting with ideation down to launch. Last year, we launched about 45 products. To put that in perspective, it's almost 1 product a week. And we do think we are on this thing right now to not only meet, but probably exceed that number. Our innovation to sales ratio, I've always maintained, for a good food and beverage company in India should be north of 5. We will target north of 5 and launches 45 plus this year again.
All right. So, because I have you here, I cannot leave you without asking this. Several FMCG companies have been under scanner due to excess sugar in their products. I would like to know what measures is Tata Consumer doing in terms of reducing their sugar as well as palm oil, ingredients in their products.
So number one, our entire innovation process also has to go through our regulatory function, right? Unless regulatory clears it and regulatory clears it to make sure we are in compliance with every single standard that is out there. And that applies not only for India, but around the world when we launch products. So that's number one. Number two, we, apart from multiple other things, we also put out a nutritional policy. So we've clearly segmented our products into 3 different buckets, and we're publishing our nutritional policy. And every product that we launch, we make sure that we are best in class in terms of the nutrition profile. For example, whether it was soulful choco sticks, right? It's completely, there's no maida. It is completely ragi. It's a very difficult grain to actually process, but my R&D team did crack it. And you know what? We are 30% less sugar than most brands available in the market. So we have conscious targets on improving the nutritional profiles of the products that we in line with our nutritional policy.
So within the existing categories also, are you looking at reducing the sugar content?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's not only reducing sugar content. Sustainability itself is a big thing for us. So across the board, whether it is a nutritional profile or the plastics that we use or the water that we use or the electricity that we put out, I mean, public commitments on our entire sustainability initiatives. And on nutrition also, we've got very clear internal targets to continue to reduce high fat, sugar, salt, everything.
All right. So Tata Consumer is also present in the spices category. So, I would like to ask, has the FSSAI reached out, because they are doing pan-India scrutiny of all kind of brands, be it all the big brands rather. So has they reached out to you? And also, what do you think about the presence of ETO? Does Tata Consumer uses ETO?
So I'll start with the ETO. Tata Consumer, we do not use ETO across. We don't have any of our processes, systems, facilities do not use ETO. So that's number one. Number two, regarding FSSAI, we interact with FSSAI on a regular basis. And I would say they're a very, very progressive unit out there, and constant interactions on not only what are the issues today, but what are the issues coming around the corner. We interact with them and work with them regularly throughout.
Got it. So one last question on the macros. How do you see the inflation scenario panning out? We are seeing inflation in food categories, as we speak. So how do you deal with that?
So I would say we have seen a little bit of inflation creep back, but it is not something which gives me sleepless nights. It is not in the same league that we saw inflation probably a couple of years back. Right now, whether you see, I mean, most of the inflation is either driven by raw material commodities, agricultural commodities, which are creeping up a bit. But a large part of the inflation across the chain is also driven by petroleum prices, right? And petroleum prices broadly are range bound right now. So there will be a little bit of inflation. I mean, India, I would think, should be having about a 4 to 5% inflation in the growth trajectory that we are at and the stage of growth that we are at. So as long as it's not north of 4 or 5, I wouldn't be overtly worried.
Got it. Also, on the Tata, on the Capital Foods and Organic India, so your integration with Capital Foods is already done. So how soon do you intend to, integrate Organic India as well? Any timeline?
So we've actually put out a timeline. For both these acquisitions, we said very clearly we will integrate in 100 days. So guess what? Capital Foods, we finished it in 100 days. Organic India also, we're on track. We'll probably complete it far before 100 days. That's because we've got a now robust playbook and a team which moves from one project to the other. If I remember, 600 odd line items is what they go through, including the entire back end, front end, processes, systems, digital, IT, everything. And right now it's working like clockwork.
All right. So wishing you all the best, and thank you so much for talking to us at NDTV Profit.
Thank you.